Hey everybody, Larry Lawton here. I got a great video for you today. It's on what to do when someone gets out of prison. And you know, I've been getting this question a lot in emails. How do I help my friend? What do I do? He's getting out. And I'm gonna go into all that here in a minute. Before I get started, please check us out on Patreon. Please check me out, the YouTube member program. I'm gonna be doing a special presentation on a place called Larry Lawton Live. It's all about YouTube, so you got to check that out in the links below. It's going to be amazing. It's like a seminar, but it's going to be 4 weeks, and it's on, I think it's $100. I mean, you can't beat it. You can't beat it. You got to check it out. Obviously, check out my book, Gangster Redemption. It's going crazy, and it's not stopping because everybody wants movies out of it. Which I think it really would make a great movie. Now, you know, before I get started on this video, first of all, I want to make sure, please, if you haven't been on this channel, please subscribe. You know, it's a great channel. We love your support. I need your support. And you know, I love helping people. And that's what this whole channel is really about. That's why this exact video hit home, because everything I'm going to talk about hit me. And it's the things you need to know if you're a loved one, or even if you're a probation officer. Well, you fucking probation. I didn't want to get into that one, but I will, because I'm staying positive on all this. I'm totally going to stay positive. But this is very important. So if you're a loved one and you have a son getting out of jail, or a brother getting out of jail, or a friend getting out of jail, or you know someone going to jail and they're going to get out in a year even. First of all, let me tell you what happens. Institutionalization happens pretty quickly. It could be 6 months, it could be a year. Forget anything like I did. When you go over a decade, institutionalization is guaranteed, no matter how much you think it's not. You know, I used to read the newspaper, watch the news, do certain things. Didn't mean shit. I was totally institutionalized when I got out of prison. And the reason I say that is because I couldn't even buy a cup of coffee. Literally could not buy a cup of coffee. See, what the prison system does, it dehumanizes you, and they want that. They want you to be a robot. They want you to not make decisions. You know, the average person today on the outside in the free world will make about 1,500 decisions. What you're gonna wear, get up, what you're gonna put your coffee, how many cups of coffee you're gonna have, what route you're gonna go to work, you're gonna stop at 7-Eleven, pick up something, you're gonna call your friends, do certain things. You're gonna make about 1,500 choices, most people. The average inmate makes 100 choices. Think about that. There's no way you can't be institutionalized. You know, I thought, fuck that, I wouldn't get institutionalized. You know, fuck, I'm a strong guy, I'm educated, did a lot of time, used to read the paper, had money in my account. All the shit that I thought was important meant nothing. When I got out of prison, I didn't even want my family to pick me up. I wanted to take a bus. Man, I was so fucking institutionalized, guys, I couldn't even make a decision. I couldn't even function. Anytime somebody looked at me, I started getting chills. I got, you know, goosebumps. You know, I was ready to fight. I was ready. You know, the bus driver says to us, you know, this blows me away. And I tell this story, and it just hits me all the time. You know, I get out of Forest City, Arkansas, and sure enough, you know, I wanted to take a bus. I wanted to get to the halfway house in Tampa, and I wanted to take the bus. I just wanted to take a bus and be free and look at the world. I was never in fucking Arkansas. So they pick you up, you know, one of the inmates from the camp actually drives you to the airport, to the bus station, and they drop you off at 5 to 8 when the bus is coming at 8. They don't want you in that fucking town, trust me. So anyway, I had money in my pocket, had everything, and I'm free. I mean, I'm actually going to a halfway house unsupervised, not in leg irons, not in shackles, not in handcuffs. I said, this is fucking great. I didn't feel good, everybody, until I was locked up again in the halfway house, because you're locked up in the halfway house. They make you go to get a job and that kind of shit, because you're locked up originally. Well, you know, I didn't want to make this video about that. I just wanted to tell you the feelings I had. I want you now, as a person who really is trying to help somebody get out of prison and readjust back into society. There's 3 main things you need. The first thing you need to do is know how they feel. There's gonna be anxiety, there's gonna be fear, and they're not gonna show it. An inmate's not gonna show it. An ex-con like me, I didn't wanna show fucking fear, but I was scared. I was scared of the real world. Now, let me get back up. The halfway house is supposed to help you adjust to society. Jerk me off. They don't do that. Listen, I don't want to knock them all, because there are a lot of people that want to help in the probation departments and stuff. So here I am, out of prison. Out of prison. Now, I was in the halfway house. What did I learn in the halfway house? I learned how to sneak a phone in the halfway house. I learned how to get around the system in that place. So anyway, here I am, Larry is getting out, and I was scared. And, you know, I told my sister this. You know, they want to help, but they didn't know how you felt. Some of them feel guilty for not visiting you, for not writing you, all the little things that happen. But I don't want you as a person to think they're wrong. You have to take all that shit out of your equation. Whatever help you can get, you get. Now, obviously, when you get out, there's the basics. There's, you know, you got to get a driver's license, or ID card. If you don't have a driver's license, you got to clear that up. Some people can't even, you know, that because it's in the system that they can't clear their license up. They owe money, they owe everything. Now you're gonna have to figure out, are you gonna work? Where you gonna work? How are you gonna work? How are you gonna make money? Where you gonna live outside the halfway house? Now, in my case, I was coming home to my mom and dad, which right now I'm here, and I actually take care of my mom, who's 88. So it's reversed, because she took care of me my whole life. So anyway, I had my house to come to, my parents' house to come to get out of prison and try to get back into society. How are you gonna get transportation? I was lucky again. My dad just started Alzheimer's when I got out, and he had an old blue Skylark. Matter of fact, so many people remember that. They go, Larry, I remember when you had that old piece of shit blue Skylark with the big dent down the side. My dad got hit, you know, he had Alzheimer's. He didn't know what he was doing. That's when he stopped driving, obviously. He's since passed. But anyway, and here my dad gave me this blue old 1994 Skylark. It was a 1994 Skylark. Now, this is 2007. It's an old car, but it worked. It was a Skylark, and it ran, and I was happy as pig and shit, because I didn't have to put up money. I had a driver's license. Some people don't. You got to get it cleared. So I had a roof over my head and transportation. Now, don't let fucking no transportation stop the guy. And again, if you're the one helping him, don't let him I need. No, you fucking don't. People take the bus. Actually, I like taking the bus around the halfway house. It was like a time to read a book, or a time to just look around and explore and get your thoughts together. Getting back to what a person needs. The person, you, the person. You need to understand how that ex-con feels, and not fucking make him feel like an ass or like he's an idiot. I give this example. We had no TVs in prison when I was in there, and most people don't, so that's all bullshit, you see. Guy gets a remote control. I got the remote control, and somebody wants to grab it and say, oh, give me it, and I'll show you. Figure it out. Let them figure it out. You, as a parent or a brother or a sister or somebody watching this, let that person figure it out. Give them the time. Have patience yourself, because you're going to be frustrated, because this is second nature to you. But a guy gets out of prison for whatever time and things have changed, it's a lot different. Remember that. The second thing, okay, so now you got to understand how they feel. That's a big thing what I'm talking about, and it's really important. The next thing you need to do, now if you're a parent or your brother and he's living with you, or a friend or somebody like that, you need to set boundaries or rules. And you go, what do you mean? He's out of prison. Why should I set rules? Inmates or ex-cons need rules. We followed rules. I followed rules for 11 fucking years. I might have fought them. I might have went to the hole. I might have did stupid shit, but I had rules to follow. When they tell you to get up in the morning and get the fuck out and go to the yard or wherever you do, because you're not allowed to stay in your cell, you had to do it. You had to follow that rule. The rule of when your unit eats. That's a rule. You got to follow it. When you go to bed, when lights are, these are all rules that we follow. You, as the person who loves them, make sure you know that. You gotta set boundaries or rules. Now, you don't have to fucking be an asshole. It's not like you're trying to put your foot on his neck, and it's how you talk to people. And those boundaries are, hey, you gotta get a job, or you gotta contribute to the house, or whatever you're gonna do. Obviously, you know we don't have money, you don't have a job, you're not gonna tell him he needs to pay $500 a month rent. The guy don't make a fucking job. You wanna be realistic, and you wanna be respectful, and you wanna say it in the right way. Remember what he went through. Again, remembering back what that dude went through. People telling him what to do, some nasty guards, maybe being beaten like I was. A lot of bad things go through your mind, and you don't want that guy starting to look at you like a guard or the system. You gotta do things in a loving way. And I know you do wanna do it. You wouldn't watch my channel. Most of the guys and most of the people on my whole channel really care about people. And that's important. It's to set boundaries, though. Because without boundaries, what do you want them to get lazy, sit on a couch and go, oh, I just was in prison for 10 years. I need a break. No, you fucking don't need a break. In fact, trust me, ex-cons want to do stuff. They're smart. They're innovative. They were drug dealers, robbers, or whatever the fuck they were. So you have to let them use their brain and expand their brain. But be there for when they fall. There'll be some people who had drug addictions before prison. And guess what? Prison didn't do shit for them. So they might have a drug addiction now. You got to recognize it. You got to set a boundary. They have to go to an AA meeting or have to get a sponsor. It's really important. You, as the person who's really the backbone of that person, need to do that. That's very important. So when you set your boundaries, you got to sit down and think about them as well. You don't just come up with them off the cue and say, oh, this is what it is today. No, you set them. I don't care if you write them down. Set them. Communications is key with everything. No different with an ex-con getting out. He wants to know what to do. You tell him what to do. You give him direction. He's going to do it. He's not going to fuck up. That's not what he wants to do. He knows what shit's like. You don't want that. This is going to be a tough to say because, I debated I should have said this. You might have a good probation officer or a parole officer. They don't call them parole anymore. Probation officer. You got a good probation officer. You as the person who's in the house. First of all, the probation officer is going to come to your house and check your house out and make sure it's a good place to live. Well, when that happens, I want you to sit down with that probation officer. Let him know your plan. And when your loved one or your brother or your sister or your father, I don't care who it is, gets out, I want you to sit down with the probation officer as well and set boundaries. Here's what's going to happen. It's going to tell three things. It's going to tell the probation officer, wow, this guy's got a family that cares about him. Maybe he gives that guy that a little extra break now and then he might need. He's going to see that you're willing to help and you have a plan yourself. Now, if the probation officer has any smarts at all and he's dealt in this business long enough, he's going to know how fucked up people are when they get out. Because I was fucked up, people. I mean, I'm not the guy you see today. I think I'm the same person, but you know what I mean. I'm very comfortable who I am. I'm very comfortable talking to people, doing what I do. And finally, you, the loved one, don't do everything for them. I know it sounds cruel, but it's not cruel. It's making them survive, and the person wants to survive. They'll feel better about themselves when they accomplish something. I don't care if it was a bus route. When I was in the halfway house, I took the buses, and I got to learn the buses. And I felt good about myself. Literally felt good about myself. Wow, I know the bus route. I can get somewhere. I can look at my clock. Well, I had a shit watch, from prison. I saw how long it took. And I got lost. I had to ask the bus driver for help. I fucking looked like an idiot. You think here you are, this 47-year-old man, and you're asking like a kid, and you feel bad, and you shake a little bit, and you have a lot of anxiety. But when you accomplish something, you feel good. And I totally felt good. I know it sounds stupid, but that's what it was. Now, if your friend or your loved one or your dad or mom, somebody got out after a long stretch, they're gonna fucking not know what a computer is or how to use a computer. They're probably not technologically advanced as you. I'm not, even now. And I'm pretty good, everybody. So it's important for you to know, don't do everything for them. Let them survive. I'm not saying you don't help them out. It's raining, you gotta take them somewhere. Tell them to set up a bus route. I don't care if they walk half a mile and get to the bus stop. What, people don't do that? You ask an illegal immigrant in the United States if he'll come here and walk half a mile to go to the bus stop to go to work. Get my drift? Don't baby an ex-con. Now, on the same say, don't let that ex-con con you. Don't let him bully you. Because, he comes from an environment where that worked. He needed to do certain things. He doesn't now. So it's about communications. I always also recommend you sit down every day or two, every 2-3 days. Just rap, just talk, because that's what we did in prison all the time. We rap, talk, sit out on the yard, on the bench, walk the track, talk to people, because we want to be human. And you got to do the same thing. Don't isolate him. Don't isolate him, because he might not have a hard time making friends, because they're not in his world yet. Remember that. I was lucky. I had family. I had very good friends. My friend Dennis and Joe, and these people helped me out big time. So those 3 things you need to do to help somebody. And remember, keep an eye on what we're doing. So remember what I just said, you need to understand their feelings. Very important. 2, you need to set boundaries, rules, whatever you want to call them. You need to do that. And lastly, don't baby them. Let them do it. You don't do the work. Let them go to the grocery store if it takes hours. Let them go with you. Let him go alone, buy his stuff. Say, listen, go buy your own stuff this week or for the next few days. Help, but let them get independent again. Because the more you help and the more you just say, hey, let's go party, 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 it's gonna be a rough fucking thing. I was lucky I got out and I didn't want to go back. I was so bad. But what happens in most people, and this is why people go back to prison. I often tell this story. I had horses. And people would say, how did you train? The guy at my ranch says, my horse used to try to hit you off, knock you off. He says, you want your horse to stop that? I used to have to put a tie down on it, into his halter. And he goes, you want your horse to stop that? I said, yeah. I know this is going to sound cruel. Trust me, everybody, I'm going to tell you, it's not cruel. Please, it's not cruel. He takes a bottle of beer, clear bottle, whatever it was, and he puts warm water in it. Gets on the horse, he takes the thing off, gets on the horse. Sure enough, the horse tries to knock him off. Rears up and everything. He takes the bottle and smashes it over the horse's head. If you ever felt the nose part of a horse, when it comes down to, it's a fucking brick, it's a rock. You ain't hurt it. But what happened is, the warm water goes over the horse and he thinks it's his own blood, and he won't do that. I saw it happen. Now, I'll probably get emails, people say, you don't do it. You're right, maybe. I'm telling you what worked. And it really goes to the human being. That horse won't forget that. But we, humans, we're blessed to be able to forget the bad that happened, whether it's abuse by me, being abused, getting abused. You got a way to put that behind you, and that's very important. It's also a double-edged sword, because if you ask anybody when they get out of prison that they want to go back, you know what they say? Fuck no, I ain't going to prison. Fuck you, I'll kill a cop before I go to prison. Sadly, that's what they say. Obviously, you don't want that. My point being is we, as ex-cons, face the worst of the worst. But we forget about it. We're blessed to put it out of our minds. So what happens? You get back into the same shit you went into. Same crime you went into. Same fucking drugs you did. Can't do that. The person has to understand, and you as the person can help them by communicating with them, talking to them. You're there as a loved one, and I love you for doing what you're doing. And thank you all out there for helping an ex-con. I get a lot of emails and letters on this, and how can I do it? And that's why I wanted to do this video. So, read it again, check it out. Please, check out the links below. And if you want to know anything about YouTube, I'm starting a seminar. It's a 4-week process, $100 for 4 weeks, $25 a week. $25 a week. And I'm going to tell you every single little thing I did in YouTube. How I did it, how I started it, why I started it, how to build subscribers, how to keep an audience, how to do what I do. Everything, how to monetize everything. If you're interested in a YouTube show or a YouTube channel yourself, definitely worth it. Check it out. Other than that, please, thank you again. I love you guys. You know I do. Please pass this on. Please subscribe, comment. I love to comment. I always comment. I love doing that. I really do. Anyway, I love you guys. Really, thank you very much for being a member or being a subscriber on my channel. Please pass this on, and I hope I help somebody out there today. Have a great day, everybody. Stay safe. Have fun.